Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Make Your Life a Masterpiece webinar today. Thank all of you joining us from around the world. Okay, so I see a lot of people still coming in. So let's start this by actually a shout out to all of you here, a nice greeting, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are. And thank you for actually joining us today, where I'm going to share with you some very, very interesting information about, of course, our destiny, yeah, about the part that important in our life, right? So I think this is the one that we all actually want to actually achieve, right? Achieve certain uh, or maybe not just about achievement, it's about maybe creating a meaningful relationship. Yeah, so and also how about great well-being as well, great health. I think all of these things is very, very important. And that's why recently a lot of people, especially during consult, they actually ask a lot of questions are related to about meaning of life, right? So, and of course, a lot of people, they're focusing on money, right, or achievement, right? But I also seen a lot of people that actually they achieve something in life, right? But they're still not happy, right? They still feel miserable. So how many of you here get to know someone like this, right? So they actually achieve something. To a lot of people they're considered very successful, yeah, but they themselves, they are not happy. They are not. They somehow they feel something is missing in their life, right? So recently, I think the one last month, I actually met a lot of people like this. So therefore, actually, I saw a need, to share something with everyone here today. So while waiting, more people are joining in. I see Cynthia, I saw Sinhua, Marina, Amy, David. Hi, hi Emily. So many of you here. Okay, so first of all, before we start this, as usual, then we could actually do. I want to check whether you can hear my voice loud and clear or not. So now, if you can hear my voice loud and clear and the video is smooth, type the word yes in the comment box right now, so we can start immediately. Hi Ingrid. Okay. Hi Tracy. Okay, I see a lot of yeses right now. So I think the audio is good, the video is good. We can actually start anytime soon. So and wow, so many of you still joining in. Okay, all right. So tell me about. I want to know. Want to get to know you better, all of you here. How many people that attending this webinar right now? You are very new to Chinese metaphysics. Yeah, if you are very new to Chinese metaphysics, type the word me. I want to know who you are. Yeah, because if you're new, then I could actually give you a special attention, special care for you, for all the newbies. Okay, type the word me. Okay, I see Zeneda, Bradley, Inano, Chris Lee. Okay, all right. So we have a bunch of our beginner here today. Okay, so let me just, no matter whether you are very new or you are just learning, or maybe you're an expert here, let me just actually share with you what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to actually talk about the meaning of life. Today will be a topic about a slightly deeper, right? I think that most of you here actually you attended countless of actually workshop talking about creating wealth, right? Or getting something, or getting promoted, yeah, and getting a career, or starting a new business. Yeah, a lot of people always seeking for something, right? Yeah, so this is most of the time when we do workshop, we focus on getting something, right? So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Yeah, instead of actually look at life as a singular way, is all about getting something. Yeah, we want to actually make a life that is worth living, right? Don't you think this is important? Right? I've seen a lot of people that achieve so many things in life, and then in the end, right, during their old age, they discover that they haven't truly lived. Right? They always have a question like, "I should do this, I should do that." Right? So that I met a lot of people like that. Right? So I discovered I used to think that life is all about making money. Yeah, when I started this 7 years ago, and as I grew through life, and then I went through certain experiences, Then I discovered that life is not all that, So life are actually more than that, right? And then we don't want to actually realize this later. We want to actually know right now so we can start living, right? Because why I go to tell so, because I discovered that a lot of people haven't actually start living. Yeah, they're still sleeping. Yeah, not, I mean, not literally sleeping. Yeah, so which means that they are just operate on I would say autopilot, automated mode here, and then and the moment they realize that already 50 years already passed, right? So therefore today we go to say that, hey, right, slow down a little bit, let's pause a while, take a deep breath, and then ask ourselves, right, what are we really doing here, right, in our life? Is it truly what we wanted, or we actually do something that someone told us before, this is what the life should be, right? A lot of time I discovered that a lot of people goals that they have, they set for themselves, yeah, those goals are not, right, is not created by them. Yeah, it's created by their parents. So the time whenever I ask people, especially during my class, I ask people to actually write down their goals, what they want to do in life, right? So after they wrote down all the goals, then when I go through each of them, yeah, sometimes I go through with each of the person, right? Especially sometimes during class, yeah, if I'm if I truly want to actually wake up this person here, so actually run through every single item that that person written down. I always ask the question, who owned this goal in the first place, right? So and then after several question back and forth, and then a lot of time we discover that a lot of people, all the goals that they set in life is not their own. It's before, maybe during their childhood time, their parents told them this is how life should be. And then maybe throughout watching certain television or their friends, society pressure, they tell you like maybe by 30 years old, you should get married. They might not want to get married, but because of society pressure, they're forced to do so. And therefore, you see that a lot of our unfulfilled relationship, right? Therefore, also a lot of time people do something that they don't like. I can relate that, yeah, personally, because last time I think I told you before, some of you knew me for quite some time. I'm used to be a programmer, right? So and then a lot of people ask me, Iverson, why you study programming or IT last time? Yeah, let me tell you the truth here. Last time when after I actually graduated from my secondary school, and then we all searching for college, right? So of course we have a groups of friends here, and then when we actually goes to search for college, I look at one of the syllabus that this college are offering is something to do with gaming. Okay, you write the word gaming there when So I thought, hey, this seems interesting. It's about game, and I like to play games, right? And then since all my friends are joining, then I also follow through. I also joined them. So that's where and the first day when I actually studied the I would say the diploma program, the first intake, then I discovered that it's not about game, right? It's more about programming where you actually write certain algorithm to do something, right? So that's why that time actually I tell myself how stupid I am that time, right? I just follow the Hertz, right? This is called the Hertz mentality, right? Because a lot of my friends doing it, right? I thought is the right thing to do, right? And then and one decision that I make, and then I need to actually face the consequences, because after that, then because I study programming, then after graduated, I will look forward, right? Naturally, the path would be programming. So that's how I where I get myself into the job. And after so many years, like 3 to 4 years, then I suddenly feel stuck, right? Something are not living inside me. A lot of people outside think I'm enjoying my job. Actually, I'm not. Like I'm dreaded to go to work every single morning. The day I hate the most is Monday. Yeah, my favorite day is Friday. How many of you have the same, or you experience the similar feeling like that before? Right, Friday is your favorite time, and the moment Monday arrive, it's like shit. I hate Monday. So if you have the similar feeling, then yeah, it tells you something like about your job. Maybe something that you don't like, right? Something actually is it didn't attract you to do something, or you don't have the passion in the job anymore, right? So of course, for me, it took me like couple of years to actually realize and take certain action. So therefore I realized that a lot of time when we make a decision, is about other people dream, other people go, right? So therefore today we're talking about make your life a masterpiece. Masterpiece is like an art, right? How do normally the word masterpiece we actually use to describe a piece of art, right? If you go to a museum or the Louvre Museum, right, you will look at it. Wow, this is an awesome masterpiece, right? So, and I see our life is a masterpiece, right? Why you say so? Because our life is just like a white piece of canvas or a A4 paper or blank sheet of paper here. So it's our goal to actually use which type of color you want to color it, which type of brush you want to actually draw on it. Is entire our control, right? So some of us, our life are pretty colorful. We have a lot of colors inside, right? We enjoy our life. But some of us here, we only use two colors in life, right? Black and white. So the painting is black and white, right? So, and the thing here is we still can actually influence it, because as long we're still alive, we're still able to actually make our life meaningful. So whenever I mention the word masterpiece here, it's not about becoming rich, right? Not about making more money, right? It's not about it's about, is your life well lived or not? This is today's question. Webinar is a bit deep here. So we have to do some soul searching here. So let me ask you, right now, if you fast forward, right, if you do the same thing you are doing right now, and you fast forward to the next 30 years in the future, if I'm going to ask you that during that point of time, is your life is well lived, what would you say? Let's say you remain what you're doing right now, exactly the same, and then repeat it over the next 30 years. And that time probably you're a bit older. If I meet you that time and ask you, is your life well lived or not? Right? What would you tell me? I want an honest answer here. So from 10 is perfect, you're well lived, and then 0 means it's not a masterpiece if you're 0. If you're 10, your life is really a masterpiece. How would you rate yourself? What would you answer me then? If you do exactly the same thing you're doing right now. Type the answer on the chat box right now. Okay, Dennis says 7. Okay, that is good. Okay, 6. Janet Lim says 1. Okay, so it's fine. Thanks for being honest, right? So this is not this is not a test. This is, and you don't need to answer or for this diplomatically. I want you to answer through your heart, because it doesn't matter. I appreciate some of you actually put 1, right? Janet Lim actually put 1, right? So appreciate for being honest. The one thing here is you still can change it, right? So now I'm just asking right now, right? At this point of time, if you fast forward 30 years from now, how would you see your life then, right? So if I saw some of you are 7, 8, some of you are 0 even, right? Some of you are 5. I would say that if you discover this part, if you are 5 and below, right now, I think you feel a little pain already, right? Something is not working, and you actually, the moment I ask you to visualize future, you already know that, right? Let me ask you, do you need to look at your parter chart to predict this? No need, right? You know that your daily activities, you already somehow can predict your future. Don't you think so? Right? Do you really need to become a so good astrology or have some psychic mind to predict it? Only one, right? So why I want to ask you to do this is I know that our life, especially during modern time here, we all get distracted very easily due to our job demand, our deadline, right? So we don't have time to pause and then ask ourselves this question. So therefore, I use this webinar here to actually ask you this question here. So if you understand this, if you're below 5, right now, maybe you feel uncomfortable. There's some slightly pain inside, and that's the goal here, right? Because everything in life will not change if you don't feel the pain, right? The moment something you're going to lose something, or you perceive you're going to lose something, therefore the energy coming from, right? So, and therefore, whenever we talk about the life masterpiece here, it's about living a life with no regret. You might need to write this down, right? So if you ask me my definition of a masterpiece, if you're able to make your life a masterpiece here, is to actually you live a life that with no regret. It doesn't mean you won't make mistake. We all still do. We are human, right? Yeah, but then if you actually whatever you think you should do, you do it. At the moment you reach old age, you only can laugh about all your silly mistakes. How many of you here actually looking back 10 years ago, those mistakes you make, right now you can laugh about it. But back then it seems like very serious mistake. Right? We all have this so-called if we actually recall back, yeah, that's how we feel, right? But the thing here is there's a point of no regret because you do it already, you try, right? So that's what I call is a life that is well lived because you're not missing anything. And I discovered that a lot of us here, especially recently, a lot of people actually are afraid of every single thing, right? They want to start something, they're afraid, and then they want to start their own business, they're afraid this. They tell me 10 reasons, because of family, they have no time, they're too young, too old, right? Basically, they're gutless, right? So, but they actually tell all this story here just to actually justify their action, right? Not to do something, right? But always tell them this, right? All the fear that all of us here experience daily, all these noises that make us worry and then worry about the future, and we also stress out, anxiety, depression, all of these things that we surround, all this negative emotion that we had daily, all these things that we worry about will not matter 60 years from now. Don't you think it's true? Right? Whatever you're worrying right now, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 60 years from now, it doesn't matter at all. Right? But right now, it seems very real, right? It's like life and death situation, right? But you think about this, is fast forward all these things here to 60 years in the future, all of these things not even matter, right? So why we worry about it, from now, right? So because you see, so therefore, if you're able to put a context, a context on our experiences in life, is about it's not about waiting for after 10 years you're able to make 10 million, then only become happy, So creating make a life a masterpiece is you create happiness right now, right? You happily achieve. Yeah, I know that a lot of time people wait they achieve something to be happy, right? So therefore they're very stressed. And what is the chances you think they're able to make it? Yeah, very, very low, right? But yet a lot of people, they happily achieve, right? So this is the goal here, right? This is the goal we're going to do today. And if you have time, today I also want to share with you some bonus content on this in this webinar today. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with bonus content or not? Yeah, if you're ready for bonus content, then type the word yes. Okay, all right. So now, how do we actually start this? I want all of you here to in the same page here. You need to get your parter chart ready. So just in case, right? Just in case you haven't actually got your parter chart yet, so you better do it now, right? Because I'm going to use that chart intensively here. So what I'm going to do now here, I'm going to pull up the slide right now. So to show you this one, this is the link here, www.joeyup.com/BZ chart. So these are the link you can actually plot your parter chart for yourself, for your family, your friends as well. Okay. So now, once you actually got this chart ready, I think that you try to make a habit every time you attend a webinar, get this chart ready, because most of the time you're going to use your parter chart because this is your destiny thing here, right? And all of us here, we're going to use this chart differently, right? So, and I think 90% of the people we talk about what? I talk about wealth, I talk about business, where's the business direction to go? Yeah, what is the, where's the right industry? Yeah, what is the right career for me, right? A lot of people use on that part, but there are also another group of people, I would say that this would be a more smaller group of people that see the chart in terms of actually getting, I would say, they are more aware. I would say that they are more mentally evolved. They actually become more peaceful, more happier, and have inner peace, right? This is the part here. So the moment you're able to do that, which means that you are stable inside, right? And because of that, you actually can achieve more things, right? Because you're not so actually easily affected, by all these external influences. Parts actually can work on that part as well, right? But if you realize 90% of us, we use Parzer with more on achievement side, right? So today we will look on the other side. Yeah, this side here is about to get in touch of who you really are, right? What is your core inside? Yeah, what make you truly happy and truly fulfilled, right? You don't need to wait until you make like 100 million to feel happy, right? I've seen a lot of people, yeah, they're a rich guy, they still feel miserable, right? So then how do we do that, right? So the term we use to actually describe this form of feeling, some people call this inner peace, some people call this a bliss, right? Some people call they're stress-free. Yeah, there's so many terms that actually do it. They actually describe this. So how do we actually see from Parzer, right? So let me start this by actually asking you the first question here. Okay, all right. So let me just put on the slide right now. Okay, who are you? Right, because the life there are a lot of protocols, and then one of the protocols that we are actually talking about is about having a great life, right? So I'm going to pick some of this protocol to share with you today on this webinar here, right? So of course there are 14. I don't think we can cover all the 14 today. So I'm going to pick some of that is I think is important, right? That I'm going to share with you today, so you have more understanding about life itself. Because the more you understand about life, you can influence it. Yeah, you can navigate it and then can find happiness, right? That is the whole thing here. So, and the first one here, I would like to actually ask all of you here, you know, who are you, right? Do you really know who are you or not? Okay, so if you learn Parzer, where do you look for? Yeah, which section you're going to look if you want to know who are you? Yeah, type in the chat box if you knew it. Yeah, type in the chat box right now. Okay, a lot of people mention the word DM. Yeah, DM, day. Okay, day pillar. All right. Okay, so let me show you a chart here. Let me show you a Parzer chart first, so we can actually learn this together. Okay. Oh, you here type the word day master, right? Okay, so now this is the day master is here. So, and if you look at the day master, this part here, there are, let me draw something here. Yeah, this is the one that normally we're looking at, right? The day master. Okay, and then they understand, okay, there's who I am, you know, and then we understand about our attributes and all these things, right? So some of you are Gui water, some of you are Yang fire, especially if you're this chart, then you're Yang fire. So, and the thing here is, yeah, is this information right now, if let's say you know about this description about who you are, how can you use this information to become better? Tell me. I know a lot of people obsessed with this, right? They think that, you know, if I understand myself, right, I understand from Sha who I am right now, and then actually I can actually create more stuff. I can become more successful, right? So I've seen a lot of people that actually asking this question all the time. Yeah, who am I? Who am I? And then they derive from the chart, and then they understand the meaning. But after that, nothing happened, you know. Right? Okay, they feel get excited for a while to understand some of the traits, but in the end, nothing happened. Now you know why? Because who we are, right, will never be constant. Right? Are you a very different person? Yeah, let me ask you, are you a very different person 10 years ago compared to who you are right now? Are you a very different person? If I ask you who you are, would your answer will be drastically different or not? Compared to 10 years ago and who you are now? Yeah, if your answer is different, type the word yes. Yes, right? Yeah, so now I think it is all applied to everyone. Our name is still the same, hopefully. Yeah, but the person will be different. Right? Okay. So don't let's say don't mention about like 10 years ago, right? So I would say that depends on your mood you are in right now. Yeah, the mood you're in right now, your answer about who you are will be different as well. If you're pissed off right now, and I'm asking you who you are, your answer will be very different if you're having a very good mood right now. Don't you think so? Right. So the point here I try to tell you here, is the sense of identity about who you are is something that actually keep changing. As I'm talking to you right now, as you learn something new, you also continue to evolve right? So therefore, I want to share with you here is our self, who we are, is constantly evolving, right? We're going to change no matter what. So the question we should ask ourselves here is one thing, right? Is the change here automatic, or is it intentional? Right? Because all of us are going to get old, right? We're going to change every single second. We might not know it, right? Because every second you might not be so obvious, but after 1 year, 2 years, it become very obvious, right? So, but all these changes here, we cannot actually prevent it, because all of us here, we get old. Our cell actually are getting older and older every single day, right? So certainly the wrinkles, everything, the life is actually move on, right? All of us are getting old, right? The thing here, all these changes happening, are you actually let it run as an autopilot, or is it intentional? You plan it, right? You decide like today, I want to study something. I want to do certain action to improve my health. Is it intentional, or you say, don't worry, I wait for my luck pillar to come, let things happen to me, right? Anyway, it's beyond my control anyway. That one is you let the life become automatic, right? You don't do anything. You don't actually handle the steering wheel, right? So you just let everything happen. Let your boss control your destiny. Let your parents, or maybe let your spouse even. That one is automatic, right? So another part here is you know where you want to go. There are certain decisions you need to decide. Therefore, this one is intentional, right? So why I want to tell this is because whenever we want to get something in life, right? Whenever, okay, a lot of you here type the word intentional, right? So which means that you actually in control, right? You decide to do something and not to do something. Very good. I see Basma, I see Florence, I see Stephanie here. So that one is really good, right? So don't you think it's a good question to ask all of us here every single day, right? Is our life actually run on an automated, or we call autopilot if you're talking about a plane, or is it intentional, right? Don't you think is a good question to ask ourselves? If we don't actually hold back the steering wheel, and we just let things happen as it is, then your life will be actually will actually flow in a way like your default destiny is, right? If your chart says that you are poor, right? So you have a lot of problems, then your life will become just exactly like that, right? But if you are intentional about your daily action, your thinking, then you can actually maneuver on different aspects, right? Because all of us here, we want something in our life, right? So we want something. It's normal, yeah. We don't need to actually feel guilty about it. So all of us here, maybe we want to become a better version on about ourselves. Don't you think so? Right? The word more is something that is a human nature, not just about money. All of you here, don't you think you want to become a better version of who you are right now? A little bit more. And the moment you become that person you want to become, and then you also want to get something more even, right? So our life actually, we are crave for what? Progress in life. So therefore, the first thing here, we're talking about masterpiece, of life. The first rule here is by acknowledging that who we are actually is keep changing, right? It's keep changing. So since the thing are keep changing right now, so we want to make it intentional change. Yeah, that is the first goal here. Why? Right? Because one thing that whenever someone talk about they want money, right? They want to create a lot of money, a lot, and then if you attended a lot of self-help motivation seminar, then they're always talking about one thing, right? If you want to achieve anything in life, you need to know what you want. Have you heard about this before? I think everyone talk about this, right? They say that if you want to actually achieve something, whatever your goal is, you need to know what you truly want first. Exactly. Do you agree with this or not? Yeah, type the word yes if you agree. Okay, so you need to be clear on what you want. Okay, all right. So, and I used to think that way as well. Yeah, until I meet a mentor. This is a very, very wise mentor. He told me like this. Yeah, Iverson. Yeah, I know that a lot of people see that way. Yeah, but a lot of people mistaken the statement about knowing what we want, right? Because he told me by knowing what you want will not make you successful. Then I say, huh? Yeah, what's wrong with this? Yeah, I think everyone told me that we must first to get to know what we want. He said that maybe is something that you must know, but it doesn't determine whether you become successful or not, right? Because he tell me this: a lot of people they want more money, right? So they're going to pursue the money, and then there are some of them steal money. Yeah, some of them borrow money to enjoy maybe the life that they want to perceive or they want to show off to their friends. So, but knowing what you want doesn't really create that result that you really wanted. Yeah, he say that the thing that actually getting what you want in life is knowing who you must become to get it. Yeah, that's what he told me, right? It totally shift my perspective. So let me summarize this for you. He actually said that knowing what you want might not get you might not get your goal by knowing what you want, but if you know who you should become as a person to get the thing you wanted, then you already start the process of getting it, right? So the moment I heard about this word here, I feel wow. So it totally changed the way he said that success is not something you go and chase. If you chase money, you're getting tired, right? It's about success is about what you attract in life, and you attract by becoming the right person, right? So he told me, Iverson, you want to become rich, right? Become someone, become a person that can make more money, right? This is what he told me. You're becoming that person first, and if you're able to become that person, money will come to you. You attract money. Be the person that able to attract money come to you. Yeah. Then if you think about this, right? When I look at all the people that actually create a lot of wealth in their life, yeah. So if you look at them, for example, like Michael Jackson, right? So he's so good at what he's doing. Don't you think everyone can fly from around the world just to watch him dance and perform? Right. So this one, tell me, this one is: are you pursuing or are you attract? Right. All great wealth actually come through attraction one. Yeah, but I think 90% of us, we claim that tired, right? We work so hard, we work overtime, right? It's because we are pursuing wealth. And one of my mentors told me it's not about pursuing, because pursuing, you'll get tired. Yeah, he told me that you need to attract by becoming the right person. Yeah, you think about Apple company, right? So whenever they launch iPhone during the era of Steve Jobs, a lot of people actually queuing at the Apple store 2 weeks before the product launch, and then they're willing to camp there, they actually build up the tent there, and then they apply leave for 2 weeks, for God's sake, just to get an iPhone. And as if like they actually go to the store and then tell them, the back Apple, please take my wallet, here's the money and give me the phone. Right? So think about this. Is Apple actually pursuing the wealth, or this company attracting wealth? Yeah, attracting. Right? Why? Right? Because they are the right company, they have value, right? So therefore, if you look at everything here, why we talk about this is slightly deeper here, because a lot of people might think, right, Iverson, why not just give me strategy to actually create more wealth, work harder, so or maybe find a new way to earn money faster, and it won't work. Maybe it works sometime, and then long term you also get broke again, right? So if you are the right person, you're the right person, tell me, do you really afraid which company you're going to go to work for? Yeah, a lot of people are wondering, right? Is it company A, B, or C? If you're the right person, let me tell you, no matter which company you go to work for, even you make the wrong decision, become right again because of you. Yeah, that is how it works on, right? You look at life, right? So a lot of time people ask the question, which company is better for me? Right, and then they're afraid of actually getting a wrong company, right? And then they work for, and then their life is doomed. It's not. If you're capable, let's say you really went to the wrong company, somehow you're able to find another company again, right? Which means that the moment you resign, there are 10 headhunters are calling you, right? And then you're never short of job, right? So this part here is about the person Yeah, you're talking about the person you are want to become, right? And then it's keep changing all the time, right? So therefore, this is the first lesson I learned here. So that's why when we look at the chart, we are not just looking at the day master alone, right? You think about this, right? Steve Jobs, the moment he went back to Apple, Apple is 3 months from bankruptcy. You know, a lot of business critics actually describe his decision is a dumb decision. Yeah, because he's already running a very successful company called Pixar, and yet he decided to go back to Apple as an interim CEO, and Apple company during that time is the 3 months from bankruptcy, and he still joined the company. A lot of people say it's a stupid and dumb move, and within few years, I would say 5 to 6 years, he able to turn the whole company become the best and the most valuable company. And during that time, also they bypassed ExxonMobil as the most valuable company in the world. Okay, let me ask you: is that decision right decision or bad decision? To going back to Apple. Of course, on hindsight, then the answer would be yes, right? But during that time, yeah, because it's already very successful, why would you go back a company that's almost bankrupt? Yeah, what is happening here? It's because it's the right people. Yeah, it's the right people making wrong decision, and the outcome is still become correct. It still become good. Yeah, so therefore, why I want to tell this? Because I want you to remove the fear about. A lot of people ask, like I also met a lot of people ask me, Iverson, when's the right time to start business? Yeah, a lot of people think it's because the business success or failure is because of the right time to enter the market. No, it's not about that, right? So it's about, are you the right person or not? If you're the right person, you should start yesterday. Yeah, that's how it works. So when we look at the Barter chart right now, do you see a different perspective for your chart? So we don't just like focus on day master, because we know that all of us here, our potential, our possibility to change ourselves, there is a lot, right? There's so many different ways, different direction we can change ourselves. So if you look at your Barter chart, yeah, would you still just look at your day master and let it define who you are right now? No, right? So because the moment you become restricted on something, then you cannot flow. Your energy is not flow. You're not stagnant. Then you cannot think. You cannot see your Barter chart in a more holistic way. Okay, so this is how I actually see the chart. A lot of people just look at the chart and then they look at the day master and then they describe the boundaries and they draw between that thing. Therefore, they'll tell themselves, maybe I'm a yang water, I'm a yang fire day master, right? So it's not like that. Yeah, let me share with you. There are different ways for you to actually look at the chart. Right. So let me share on on the screen right now. Okay, if you see this chart, right? So since we actually discover that who we are keep constantly changing, so which part of the chart here that is constantly changing? The luck pillar, right? Do you realize that? Yeah, the luck pillar is the part that constantly keep changing, right? So if you look at this chart here, let me see here. This part is the one that constantly changing. Okay, so now if for this person, he is going through this, what we call here, this is what? This is yin earth, right? So it's a yin earth. Is it the same day master of this person? Is it the same day master? No, right? Because this person here, his day master, default day master is yang fire, right? But currently he's going through a different element. This is yin earth. So how can you make use of this information? Yeah, this is a time where you want to acquire the attributes of a yin earth day master, right? A successful person that can become all the day master by just decide to. Yeah, I know this is a bit mind-boggling here. So if you cannot accept this right now, you just write it down first, right? So let me ask you I want you to ponder this thought here. Would it be good if you can actually decide and different situation you choose to behave or based on different day master? Yeah, today you are yang fire, and then tomorrow you're gui water, can or not? Of course you can, right? So if you want to know, okay, but there are so many of them. Yeah, which one I should do first, right? So do this. Look at the luck pillar. The lock pillar will actually give you a recommendation or a suggestion for you. Okay, so like for this person here, tell me what attribute that this person can actually acquire during this lock pillar. All the attributes that some to do with what? A yin earth day master, right? Yin earth is about resourcefulness, right? Or it is about compassion. So that is the time you becoming someone more. Or the lock pillar is like an operating system upgrade. You know, like if you're actually owning an iPhone, so they have iOS upgrade, right? So but the lock pillar is one thing, right? Is something similar, but not necessary is an upgrade. Yeah, sometimes could be downgrade one, you know. If you do nothing about it, then it's possible to become downgrade one, you know. So let me clarify this. In a lock pillar, yeah, not all the time is an upgrade. It could be downgrade, right? Then you might ask, right? Then shit, then how? Yeah, the first thing I think in your mind here, you want to check whether your lock pillar is a downgrade upgrade, right? The good thing here, let me share with you the good news here. The good news here is whether it's upgrade or downgrade are not decided by the element itself, right? It's decided by your decision or the action, yeah, that you act upon during that point of time. Okay, happy now? It's nothing to do with the element. Yeah, the element is neutral in the chart. Yeah, it doesn't say whether it's upgrade or downgrade. But what you do about it, yeah, we determine whether it's upgrade or downgrade. Yeah, if I ask you which one you prefer more, of course upgrade, right? You want to become better, right? So the chart actually says that, hey, since you actually discovered this information, now the chart suggests this is the attributes or the skill you must acquire right now. So I want, would it be cool if you're able to actually switch at will or the day master by your own choice? Yeah, I want you to have fun with parts, you know. Yeah, make life a masterpiece is about having fun with parts, it's about enjoying it. Yeah, but a lot of time people see parts, they feel fearful, right? There's a clash, there's a punishment, there's a DE. Yeah, then they don't dare to look at the parts chart anymore, right? So I want to have fun with parts. You look at the chart. Let me ask you, will it be fun? Yeah, will it be fun if you're able to change your day master at will? It's great, right? Yeah. So if you're able to do that, which means one thing happened. No matter what situation you are in, you're still able to manage it. Yeah, there are no difficult people that you cannot manage because you can switch. Right? Therefore, do you know why people say the older you are, sometimes not all people, but some people, the older they are, right, they become more wiser. Yeah, because they deal with so many different type of people. Yeah, in the lock pillar, right? All the 10 steps they already go through already. Of course, they are wise. They already go through all the experiences. All right. So, and then therefore, yeah, so I want all of you here to take a look at your chart right now. I want you to look at your current lock pillar. Yeah, your current lock pillar here. And then you look at the stem of the lock pillar, what it is. Right, there are only 10, right? So if you understand the day master, you just apply accordingly the knowledge you know about each day master into it. Yeah, what you can actually becoming. Yeah, because we all discover just now, we constantly changing, right? 10 years ago, we are a different person. Now we are a different person, right? So although we start with our day master, the moment we are born, but we evolve so much. Okay, some of you say pink fire, some of you say yang earth, right? Then you behave accordingly to that one. So let's do one exercise here, another one here. Okay, for this one. Okay, tell me. What is the thing right now that this person can do? If someone asks you what I should attribute, I should learn more during this time, what it is? This is what? This is yang metal, right? Do you see it here? Right. So yang metal is about what? Yang metal is about cultivate what? Yeah, this is what do you understand about this yang metal here? Yang metal is about execution, right? It's ability, speed. You have to convert something from invisible become visible, aggressive, right? So, and now since you're going through that one, you have opportunity to become a yang metal during this time. Yeah, a warrior. Okay, like what Dorothy say, right? Or hard work. Okay, right? So if you do it, if you actually behave or actually are becoming a yang metal during this time, you're able to install this software successfully into your operating system. Okay. Yeah, so this is cool, right? Okay, so Sharon asks, what about Gui Water? Gui Water is about spontaneity, right? They're actually very flexible. Yeah, they are great teacher. So Sharon, you're asking this question. You're a great teacher. If you go through Gui Water, this is a time you're able to acquire learning ability or teaching ability even, right? That is a Gui Water. And Gui Water also something related to metaphysics and spirituality. So you have more connection to all these so-called affinity with healing, energy, spirituality. That will be good for you. Okay. So of course, I won't describe to you all of this. What is it? What this each of these day master means? That one I think you can easily figure out from all the books and on our website. All these are free information. I want to know the concept. I know some of you ask how about pink fire, how about rainwater. Yeah, I won't answer that, right? Because if I answer that, you take another 1 hour to do that. That one is a very that one you can look from the book. We have so many books written about that, right? So more importantly, I want you to know the technique of doing it. There's one way to see it. And then the second way here is if you're going through a yang metal, you're going to deal with a lot of people that also behave like a yang metal in your life. Yeah, this is the part. This is a part of the lesson you must learn, right? So if you look back at your current lock pillar right now, so and then you circle the top one, and you discover that a lot of people you're going to meet, they are not necessarily that day master is like that, but they will behave based on that element. For example, like this person here going through yang metal, then you actually meet a lot of people that's very aggressive. Someone that have that they are very so-called they're executor, they're very hands-on, and then they're able to thrive under hardship. You're going to meet a lot of people like that. Okay, how many of you here right now you're going through a yin wood lock pillar? Yin wood. Type the word me. Okay, all right. So you go through a yin wood lock pillar, right? You're going to actually meet a lot of people that are very smart. Some of the time they are cunning, and then so you're going to learn from them. So these are the affinity group you're going to meet. Okay, so many me here. Now you discover a new way of using your parter chart already, right? So you never know, you can look this way. So what I'm going to share with you today will be more on the spiritual side. It'll be more on the lesson you're going to learn, or the people, and about self-development, or I would say that self-transformation, or what we call awareness, or higher consciousness, or awakening. So today we are focusing about this part. Are you guys okay with this type of topic? Right, but I know the one that popular in the market is what we talk about: wealth, relationship, getting something, right? But today we are not going to talk about that. Are you okay with this kind of topic or not? About self-awakening, self-awareness, higher consciousness, right? Evolution. You know why? Because period 9 is all about this. How many of you here attended my period 9 program? Type the word me. 2 weeks ago. If you attended the period 9 program 2 weeks ago, type the word me. I want to see who you are. Okay, all right. So okay, cool. So good to see you back again. And if you still remember, right, I'm talking about period 9 is about spirituality, right? Where people will look into the wisdom side, on the philosophy side, about mental awareness. Wow, so many of you, me here. Okay, good. Thanks for your support. I appreciate that. So good to see you guys again here. Okay, so remember we talked about the period 9 is about spirituality. That's why this topic is about that as well. I want to teach you how to see it from the parter chart. Okay, so good. So far so good. Okay, all right. So if you attended the period 9, some people ask for replay. Yes, they are working on it. Give them some time, like 1 week or more, and they're able to get to you. They are working around the clock to get it done, right? Because there's they're going to make sure that everything in a proper way, you can learn it easier. So they are actually doing it. Don't worry. If you're already signing up for that, and you not managed to watch it live, yeah, don't worry, you're going to get a replay soon. All right. Yeah. So, okay, cool. So this is we have just gone through the first one. Okay, the next one. Yeah, the next one. Let me just share with you the next one here. So let's do this. Okay, the next one I'm going to actually share with you today is something about second one. Yeah, this time we talk about who we are, right? So I also share with you. Of course, during a webinar, I share with you a broad concept, right? Because I know some of you asked about how about the bottom part, small or big, hidden stem. Yes, is it still actually applicable? Yes, but the way we use it will be different, right? So, but for now, you're all beginner. We just look at the top one first, and then you just use it first, right? So whenever we have time or in a program where I can discuss more of it, of course I'll do. So now let's work on the top stem first, okay? All right, the second one I'm going to talk about here, the 14 life protocols. The second one I'm going to talk about is this one. Okay, this is one, evolution, right? I think some of you just mentioned this word, evolution. Yeah, because all of us here continuously evolve, right? Like business right now, due to COVID-19, a lot of business right now evolve to what? Webinar, online, virtual, remote, right? So remotely they can do so many things already. So all of us here are continue to evolve. Yeah, for us it could be physically, mentally, yeah, and also spirituality as well, right? So from a spiritual part, we continue to evolve, and the more evolved we are, highly evolved, then we become actually happier, and we can appreciate life more, right? So this is the second part I'm going to talk about here, is about this evolution, right? So since just now we're talking about the love pillar, right? So all of you guys look back at your love pillar right now. Yeah, take back your chart out. Yeah, look at the love pillar. So let me just bring back the love pillar screen to all of you here. Take out a love pillar. Just now we talked about all the stems, right? The stem that we're talking about. So now let me just show you back the chart. So what I want you to do right now, yeah, so evolution means that every 10 years love pillar, are you evolve or not, right? Are you able to learn something during this love pillar, so you can actually become better in the next love pillar to come? Yeah, so let me explain one concept to you. Before I do that, let me ask you one question. Are you a happier person right now compared to when you were 5 years old back then? Are you happier right now or when you are 5 years old? If you compare the level of happiness, which version are you more happier? 5 years old version of you or your current version where you are right now? Yeah, type it in the chat box. I want to see. Is it 5 years old or now? Okay, a lot of you say 5 years old, right? Okay, why is like this, right? I know that we should be happier when right? You think about this, right? 5 years old, right? We have so many restrictions, right? Our parents say cannot do this, cannot do that, must sleep early, you cannot eat fried chicken, you must eat your veggie, right? Yeah, but we're still happier. And when we're adult, we can do so many things that we want, but we feel more miserable, right? Yeah, how come it's like that? Right? So when we look at the love pillar, yeah, let me explain from Parter perspective, right? So why a lot of people, the moment they get older, they become more unhappy, is because a lot of people, yeah, they think, right, after they actually go from one pillar over to another, they think that the previous love pillar is no longer there anymore, right? A lot of people think like that. For example, like if you look at the screen, let's say you're 5 years old, then you go through here, right? Then after 15 years old, the moment you reach 25 years old, you go through here again. So you think that after you reach 25 years old, then this pillar already obsolete, is no longer affecting you, and then you go through it until now, right? Let's say this person here is at 45 years old, right? And I think, okay, all this love pillar already gone, is no longer affected you. A lot of people think like that, right? But actually it's no, right? When you look at Parter chart, all of these are accumulation, right? The more thing you know, and then the more thing to worry about. That's why all of us here become more unhappy, right? So it's all about accumulation one, all your love pillar. Yeah, but some people, they are fine, right? They are more happier. Why? Because each of the love pillar is a homework. and they finish all the homework. So there are no, they won't bring it forward, right? All the things they need to learn, they're doing it. Yeah, all the lesson they need to learn, they actually learn it. And then so therefore those things doesn't repeat the cycle again, right? Have you met someone like they keep attracting the wrong person into their life, right? I have one of my friend, she's a lady, and then she asked me, Iverson, how come I keep attracting the same idiots into my life, in my love life? Have you met someone like this? Yeah, my friend here keep changing boyfriend, so it's a different name but almost like the same person. I think you get what I mean, right? So tell me, can you actually stop the cycle or not? Because it's a homework for my friend to do, right? To learn something. So until she learn it, right? So the thing will keep happening again and again and again until a point she realized that actually the reason she attracting a lot of idiots in her life is because that she like idiots. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what she preferred unconsciously, and then they like this type of behavior. Therefore, they keep attracting the same thing again and over again. So the luck pillar here actually is behaved in the same way. Each of the luck pillar, there's a homework for you. It's something for you to learn, something for you to finish it, so you can evolve to the next level. If you don't finish it, what happened? You're going to bring all this baggage, and then you need to actually bring forward to your current luck pillar. So for this person, how many baggage bag that this person already brought forward right now? Let's assume that this person haven't learned anything, haven't do the homework. How many baggages that this person bring forward until this point of time? Yeah, type in the chat box right now. Count how many baggage. Just. Okay, 4. I saw, okay, 4, right? Yeah, it's pretty heavy, right? Yeah, that's why you see a lot of people when they become, they get older, they become miserable. It's because like this, there's so many things they didn't do. Some of things they regretted, they think they should do, but they didn't do it. Okay, some of you say 8. Okay, all right. Some of you go through so many pillars, right? But for this person, don't you think it's 4? Right? So, and now I'm going to share with you a quick way for you to actually know, what you can learn in this luck pillar. Don't you think it's cool? Right? If you're able to learn what you should learn and then you learn it, then those lessons won't repeat again. Would you like to learn how or not? Yeah, now we're talking about lessons or life lessons on each luck pillar. Okay, so how do we do this? Yeah, how do we do this is like this. At your current luck pillar, let's say this person luck pillar is right now, is here, right? So then you might ask, right, what type of lesson you can learn here? There's so many ways to derive the answer, but let's start with something simple first. The more sophisticated and more complete way is we use 12 growth phases, right? So some of you learn parts know what is the 12 growth phases, but today here I know a lot of you here are beginner, so I'm going to share with you a more simple way to actually do it, and then later on when you want to go deeper, look for 12 growth phases. All 12 growth phases talking about the lesson that you meant for you to learn to become better, right? A lot of time we ask a question like, why this thing happened to me? Why I need to go through the retrenchment, experience all this retrenchment? Because there's a certain lesson you need to learn, right? So therefore, at this point of time, I want to teach you a more simple way to do it first, is using the stem on top. Let's say right now, this person here is this one, right? So 45, just now, the first exercise just now, we look at the of this stem here. But for now, I will look at this, the 10 God. Okay, so I want all of you here right now, look at this, your current luck pillar. There's a stems there, right? So I want to look at that and then tell me what it is. Type it in the box. For this person, it's RW. So some of you here are DW, some of you here are DO or 7K. There are so many of you, right? So tell me. Okay, all right, cool. So of you here know how to do this. Okay. Nice. Okay, when you know this, right, now I'm going to share with you a simple way, a quick way for you to do this. So once you know this, you can actually reflect back on yourself, and also you can help other people as well if you're doing coaching, right? So now let's start this. Let's start with the first one first. How many of you here right now you're going through this? DW and IW. So if you're going through IW and DW, yeah, the lesson right now you need to learn here is to relinquish control. Yeah, which means you need to let go. Yeah, that's a lesson for you right now. Yeah, it's for you to understand one thing, right? As our ability here, we cannot control every single thing. How people should think, what is right, what is wrong, right? Because the more you try to control everything in your life, right, you become unhappy. Because there are so many different people have their own thinking and their thoughts and their own dreams, right? You cannot actually force them to do the thing you want to be, right? So the more you hang on to things, the more you actually control stuff, the more unhappy you are. Yeah, so this is what it means relinquish control, or giving freedom to other people or to the stuff, or trust other people. Yeah, if you're going through this DW or IW, so here is about having trust on people. Yeah, this is something very, very important. Okay, so for all the DW, IW, yeah, of course I can actually, because this one, the right way here is you need to match this one with the 12 gold faces and then with the inner stem to get a complete answer, right? But I think this one is good enough for you, right? So this is I would say is like a wise, yeah, to all of you here for IW and DW. IW, these are your current love pillar, the lesson you must acquire to learn and cultivate and becoming. Yeah, so the goal here is not about learning, learning doesn't make you becoming, right? But by doing it, you become that person, then you're successful. So once you're able to learn it, and if you go to the next love pillar, you won't have this baggage with you anymore, because those things won't happen again because you already passed the test. Yeah, that's how our destiny behave like that. Okay. Yeah, if you don't learn the lesson, yeah, the lesson will repeat again and again, and most of the time you actually becoming more serious, and the intensity actually become more and more. Yeah, so this is how it works here. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so Vince Y asks, does it matter is the top and bottom stem? So right now in this exercise, you only look at the top stem. Okay, yeah, the top stem. That's the one we're looking at. So if you ask me what's the complete way, you need to look at a few things. The top stem, the 12 growth phases, and then you combine with the bottom stem. That won't give you more details. Okay, yeah, but we start with this first, right? Everything must be a starting point, right? You are actually first time learning this, so this is the first step. Don't worry, you're not missing out anything, right? If you do something about it, you already benefited from it. Yeah, if you keep thinking there must be something more, I must know everything before I can apply, then you'll be missing out. Yeah, I'm sure that you know I'm right? You experienced before so many times. We keep waiting for full information, and this thing will not happen, right? Because if you discover more information, and then once you master it, then you realize there are more information out there that you need to learn. It's like never ending, right? So therefore, you actually becoming, yeah, you learn it, then you know how to handle this. When you go over to the next love pillar, you know how to manage this problem. It's no longer a problem anymore. Okay, all right, cool. So next one, friend and rock wealth. How many of you here, friend and rock wealth? Tell me. Yeah, friend and rock wealth element. Okay, all right. So if you're a friend and rock wealth, this is a spiritual lesson you need to learn here. It's about non-judgmental, right? So these are the time you don't judge people. Right? A lot of time we judge people who they are, right? Yeah, they are not perfect. By the way, we are not perfect. Therefore, we are not supposed to judge people like that. right? And think about this, right? If you want to foster a good relationship with someone, right, we don't judge people. Yeah, if you judge people, even though you tell someone that you're unbiased, but your body language or maybe maybe or the way you talk actually will reflect. You cannot lie when people can tell one, So think about this. Would you like to talk to someone that don't judge you as a person? Would you like to talk to this type of person that accept you as who you are? Don't you think you feel safe when you want to share something with this person or not? If this person doesn't judge you, they respect your thinking, they understand your mindset. It doesn't mean that they must agree with you, but they don't judge because they understand everyone will think differently. Would you like to talk to this type of person or not? Of course, right? So a lot of people ask, right, how do I make more friends? Very simple, don't judge people, right? Not because this person is a CEO or millionaire, then this is the only person you must mix with. No, right? You actually do it in a way, be happy. Don't judge anyone. And one thing here, the deeper meaning of this is like this. A lot of time is not what we judge outside, is what we judge ourselves inside. This is what we call inner critic. Right? So this, if you're going through friend or rock wealth, so I want you to look at your inner critic as well, right? So the moment you keep telling yourself, I should do more, I'm not good enough, my party chart is bad, how come I'm a procrastinator, I'll never succeed in life, so if you do that constantly every day, this one means that you need, this is also form of judgmental, you need to actually remove, right? This part, internal critic. So therefore don't do it. You know why? Because you're going to spend time with yourself for the rest of your life. If every single second you live with someone that constantly criticizes you, tell me how great your destiny can be. Right? It'll be very bad, right? You don't even need to look at your party chart. Whenever you go, you will follow yourself, will follow you all the time. You better make sure that person cooperate with you, work with you. So if this person constantly telling you something that puts you down, make you a low self-esteem, then there'll be a problem, right? So therefore, this is the thing about this friend and rock wealth. So may I add one more thing here about forgiveness. So forgive other people. If you're going through friend or rock wealth, these are the time someone that wronged you before, is the time to release it and then forgive them. It's not for them, it's for yourself. So you can release that emotionally. You feel better. So are you someone that easily forgive others or not? Right? So if you're going through this one, you need to do that. And one more thing, not only others, you need to learn how to forgive yourself or not. Right? Sometimes we make some mistake and then we beat ourselves up. Right? Then some of us cannot let go that kind of mistake. So it's good for you if you're going through this one. The lesson is sometimes we laugh at our own mistake. Right? Don't take it so seriously, right? We all of us here make mistakes. We are not perfect, right? That one is a friend and rock wealth. Okay? So all your friend, you're going through friend or rock wealth. Do you like this or not? Do you think this benefit you? Let me see some of the response on the chat box right now. Because I cannot see you visually here, so I only can communicate with you through this chat box. Okay, good. Because when I do this, right, I'm not sure whether this type of topic you like to know or not, right? If you actually follow all my previous workshop, we talk about wealth, we talk about achievement, right? So before I do this, actually I chat with my colleague. I'm not sure whether the student like to do this or not, right? So this is the first time. Since all of you here like to know all of this here, I think it's good, right? So I'm going to do more of this. Okay, cool. Now, next one. Now, next one here we're going to talk about here is eating God. All right, eating God and hurting officer here. This one is a non-expectation. Okay, let me explain to you what it is. So, which means that you still do what you should do, but you don't expect on the outcome. Cannot. This, easy say, right? But it's hard to do. Non-expectation. For example, like you want to, you're running your own business, right? You want to start to create a website and then you want to actually launch a marketing campaign. You work hard. Yes, you should work hard, but you don't expect the result. None expectation. You just work hard and then let it flow, right? Have faith things will work out your way. Eating God and hurting officers like this. If you go through this log pillar, and because these two star is about perfectionists, if they always attach their action to an outcome, sometimes they don't even started it because they want thing to be perfect. Therefore, since they want thing to be perfect, they don't even need to dare to start because afraid that the thing they will make some mistake along the way or the thing is not perfect. So they spend a lot of time thinking or to a point procrastinating, and after like 1 or 2 years, nothing happened. Right? That is the problem with all the perfectionists. Right there. So this is the one that you do. Right? So just do it. And you might think, right? If I practice this, is it mean I become lazy? No, actually you do more because you don't expect anything. Right? A lot of time we don't do it because we afraid we're going to fail. Right? We expect we must be 100% perfect. Let's say, for example, you want to do a talk. You want to walk on stage to do a public speaking. Right? So if you have no expectation, actually you're willing to do it right? Because you don't care whether you perform or not, you're already doing it. And the more you do that, you become better because you practice more. But what if the first time you go to stage, you want to be perfect? You want a round of applause or a standing ovation from the crowd. That is really stressful. And because of that, you're very stressed, you cannot sleep, and you don't even dare to go to talk on stage in the first place. Okay? Yeah, so I think you get what I meant, right? So here is about non-expectation. If you're able to adopt this mindset to you, yeah, you actually can do more because you're no longer afraid that you make mistake. Yeah, so you might need to ask yourself this question: what will you do if you knew you cannot fail? Yeah, ask yourself this question right now. I want all of you here, regardless whether you are going through eating God or hurting officer, let me ask you right now: what would you do if you knew you cannot fail? You're going to do a lot of things, right? Right? A lot of time we don't do something here is because we actually afraid of so many things. So this one talking about no expectation, right? So this is a part here. So practice this cannot. Okay, don't expect anything. You just do. Then you see that you're going to learn a lesson that by a problem of accumulation and compounding, you actually become better. Right? Just to share with you, last time when I actually do public speaking, also the same thing, right? The first time I actually go on stage to do it, I'm afraid, right? So I'm afraid because I have certain expectation. I want the first time when I do the speech, I want everyone to say, okay, this is good. I like the talk. Therefore, I very stressed. So I still remember the first time when I do a public presentation, right? So one of the friends just tell me, I wasn't really too afraid. Just actually regard all of the audience here is children below 6 years old. Or suddenly I feel not fearful anymore. You know why? Because I don't have any expectation anymore. Because someone that is 6 years old, they probably don't know what I'm talking about anyway, right? They don't even know, right? So that part is hurting officer and eating God. If you do this, you discover that you're very productive during this love pillar you're going through. Okay. All right, so let's go through the next one. Are you guys okay? All right, so now we might actually go slightly late today. So I'm not sure whether you're okay or not, right? Because I have so much content need to go through today. Are you fine? Are you okay with this? Or you need to go to sleep right now? Yeah, are you okay with more contents coming in? No. Okay, since you asked, you'll be granted. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so the next one, yeah, let's look at the next one here. Okay, is this is DO and 7 killing, right? If you go through this, yeah, because DO and 7 killings here is about controlling, right? So it's about controlling. So which means that they already set a boundaries. So a lot of us here, we have our invisible boundaries or what we can do and what we cannot do. Don't you think so? Right. So whenever you tell someone that, okay, yeah, you want to become a lot of people always tell me they want to become a multi-millionaire. But after a few discussions with them, subconsciously, they don't even believe they can achieve it. They just say it for fun, right? So this is this DO or 7 killing talking about the invisible boundaries that we draw upon ourselves, and then this prevent us to become more. Okay, so if you're going through DO and 7 killing, I want you to aware, what is your boundaries, or in layman term, we call this your belief system. Yeah, is your belief system right now actually preventing you to move forward or not? Right, this is the part that you need to look into, because DO and 7 killing is about controlling the set boundaries of where you can move. Right, so if you think that this is only what you can achieve, you always stay there. Right, so and I realized one thing, and I work with one of my clients. Yeah, he used to earn below 10,000 per month. Right, so that time, and then I asked him to write down the figure that he actually think that he can earn. Then he said that I asked him if I add another zero at the behind, which make it 5 figures, and then I asked him, do you think you're able to earn that kind of money or not? He said, of course, no problem. 5 figures is fine for him. He said, if I work hard, I think I can get it. You good. Then I raised the game again. What if I add another zero behind? So 6 digits income. Then suddenly he looked at me, and then I look back at him, and then he say, I don't think I can do that. What does he really tell me? He just told me his boundaries. Don't you think so? Yeah, this is a thing that we didn't actually really pay attention to. But a lot of time, if we're going through DO and 7 killing, it's about breaking those boundaries and those negative self-belief system that holding you back. Yeah, that is the lesson you're going to learn. Yeah, if you don't learn this, then you discover that a lot of people, will actually probably there's a naysayer or someone try to pull you down. You don't let that to happen. Yeah, these are the time that you need to stretch and break through your comfort zone. Yeah, this is that's why DO and 7 killing here is talking about breakthrough. Yeah, mindset breakthrough. Okay, all right, this is all. So you need to actually ask yourself. I think the first thing you should ask yourself is, my life is what? Okay, yeah, my life is. Some people say my life is a celebration, right? My life is a miracle. Some of you say my life is a battle. Yeah, so depends on it, because all this belief system will actually affect the thing you do or the thing you don't do, and eventually it will become your destiny. So I want you to re-examine all these negative beliefs that you have and break through that and replace with a new belief system. Okay, all right, that one is a 7 direct officer and 7 killings for you. And then finally, this one, direct resource and IR. Yeah, this one is not easy for you. This one is actually embrace uncertainty. So, and this basically, let me clarify this for you. This one is about one thing, faith, right? You need to cultivate faith here, because the only thing that guarantee in life is things will continue to change and be uncertain. Don't you think so? If you seek for guarantee, yeah, this is as if like you're seeking for something is impossible, right? So if you actually going through DR and IR, so it's about accepting that you cannot predict anything. Yeah, you cannot predict everything in the world. Yeah, embrace that some part will be out of control, and you need to be okay with it. Right? Because all of us here obsessed with what? Certainty, right? We want to actually know exactly, want to predict exactly what happened for me in the next 10 luck pillar, the 10 years luck pillar. How many of you here actually want to know exactly? I want to know exactly what will happen to me on the next 10 years luck pillar. Yeah, if you do that, yeah, so if you force yourself to do it, then you feel unhappy, because life is uncertain anyway, right? So I need you to be okay that you don't know what will happen tomorrow. If you're able to dance with uncertainty, then you're fine. Yeah, this is the reason. This is the part that you need a lot of lesson. A lot of people, or maybe the company you work for will be not very stable, and because you're going through this lock pillar, yeah, it need you to actually teach you a lesson that everything you're having right now, yeah, might be gone tomorrow. Yeah, it's uncertain, right? So think about this. How many of you here guarantee that the moment someone sleep tonight, tomorrow they're going to wake up tomorrow. A lot of people will not wake up from their sleep, right? Every single day. Yeah, our life is very uncertain, right? So therefore, if you're going through DR and IR, so I would say that gratitude is very important, right? Appreciation. Yeah, because if you have it right now, you appreciate it. Yeah, because you might not know how long it will last, right? So if you're able to do that, you're able to embrace this part here, right? One thing will happen. You're okay, you're fine, you're peaceful. Yeah, because despite all the chaos happening outside, you actually you're okay inside. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. All right. So what I go through just now is a lesson. Yeah, a lesson about your love pillar, and I hope you enjoy this part. Are you guys okay so far? I've go through all the 10s already. So there are 5 groups here. So this is the one that you actually do it. And then some of you ask, right? DR and IR, is there any difference or not? Overall, it's still about embrace uncertainty, but because they are different polarity, yeah, they will have slightly difference on that, right? When we have time, we can talk more about it, right? There are so many, right? So we cannot finish everything within the whole webinar like that, right? But I think you get some value here as well, right? Yeah, it's good enough, right? I know that a lot of us here, we want to know exactly detail, that one later part. But by knowing what you know today, yeah, will not stop you to actually applying it. Yeah, so by applying this means you need to aware first, right? The lesson we're going through. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Yeah, spiritual awakening. All right, like I told you, this upcoming period 9, right, is all about a lot of people will realize that about race consciousness, conscious living, spiritual awakening, enlightenment, or wisdom. So this is the part that we talk about spiritual awakening, right? So all of us here, some of you here are more spiritual gifted than the others, right? So some of you here are spiritually gifted, so they are more in tune to it. So I prepared something for you, right? As you can see on the screen, all of these here are spiritual pillars. Yeah, so wood dragon, wood pig, fire dragon, fire rooster, earth horse, metal dog, metal tiger, metal pig, water tiger, and water goat, right? So all of these here are the spiritual pillar, and I want you to check whether you have this pillar in your party chart or not. This one you don't check at your love pillar, you check back on your natal chart. Yeah, do you have this or not? Check 30 seconds. Maybe some of you have 1, some of you have 2. Okay, all right. A lot of you here have this. Okay, I saw some of you just now say water goat. Okay, yes, some of you have 2. So if you have 1, right? If you have 1 already, you're very spiritual, right? If you have 2, even more spiritual, right? So you somehow all these are energy, metaphysics, philosophy, or even religion is something that actually related to you more, right? If you have a lot in your chart, let's say you have 2, right? From very young age, you already ask yourself, what is destiny all about? What is my life purpose here? Yeah, what is my true calling? So this is the part that these are the 10 is the most powerful one in the chart. So you have 2, I think you can become a priest or someone already very powerful. Okay, so I noticed that Brian Benson type here, you have 2. Good. Tanya had 3. Wow. Okay, yeah, then your spiritual power will be very, very strong. Yeah, let's say you learn Chiman. Yeah, some of you learn Chiman here. If you have 3 like Tanya, your manifestation power will become extremely powerful. Yeah, so this is these are the gifted spiritual pillar. And the thing is like this, some of you say none at all, right? Then how? Okay, so wait until I explain to you the downside of it as well. Yeah, then only you decide whether you want this or not. Okay. Okay, so if you have a spiritual pillar, right? Also, one thing that in your life you are going through some I would say life lesson, right? Some life lesson that are very, very interesting, like sometimes you might go through betrayal of trust. Yeah, so or betrayal of trust, or something disappointed you, or some life crisis, or some life trauma, in order to awaken the spiritual side of you. Yeah, if you have two, and if you have a lot in the chart. Yeah, I notice a lot of people will go through that part. Yeah, some of them is about betrayal, yeah, or lost something, or they go through up and down, so that is the part that you want to you have to encounter if you have this in your chart. So now, for those who say that complain that you don't have any of this pillar, do you still want it or not? You think about it, right? It's your decision, as if like you have a choice, right? But if your chart you have it, somehow you're going to go through all this thing here. Okay, Rich King say that true life trauma and betrayals, yeah, sometimes like that, so can awaken that part. So it's through certain suffering, then you become evolved, right? So this is how it works here, this spiritual pillar. Okay, some of you say it's painful, but it's better now. Good, right? So now if you are going through that, so now you're on the healing process, right? To actually evolve to the next level, right? This is very, very important in the chart. Okay, now I see no people, none of you complain already. You don't have. Just now a lot of people tell me I don't have. Suddenly now all these people keep quiet already. Good. Okay, good. So this is a neutral. It doesn't mean good or bad, right? So it's just about who you are, right? Or what a nature that given to you, or what a light lesson that you have, And if you have all this spiritual pillar, somehow your life you are actually answer for a higher calling, and most of the time, right, likely you're going to end up with a role, a job, or business about helping more people to become a better version of themselves, enlighten their mind, raise their consciousness level. If you have 2 or above, right, very likely you're going to actually do a lot of this. Yeah, rock here. So Tanya say, how many do I have? I think I have one. Only one pillar only. Okay, luckily. Yeah, so yeah, this is the all right. So cool. Yeah, this is a spiritual pillar. Yeah, you can actually add this in your Patsa reading as well. So there you go. So now, next one. This is a part number 4 here. Among all these 14 life protocols here, this is number 4. So this one talking about conscious destiny, right? So conscious destiny, when I talk about this is because a lot of time people ask the question, when we learn Chinese metaphysics, can we actually influence our destiny, or we actually being controlled by our karmic influence or our past life, right? So a lot of people asking this question, correct or not, right? So and therefore, and if you look at the way how Chinese metaphysics works, so and your chart or the chart that given to you is what affect you at this current lifetime. Yeah, so you are not actually bound by all the things that you did in your previous lifetime, right? So the chart, Patsa chart you have is what you do now. So if you want to create a better life in this lifetime to be and make it a masterpiece for you, then this is the part. Yeah, you need to actually look at it. Are you conscious or not about your destiny? I think a lot of people were unconscious most of the time, right? So and therefore we actually break down this consciousness into 4 areas. I think some of you actually know what I'm talking about here. This deity, star, doors, and stem. This one is your achievement, right? So this one is achievement reading here. So you want to know whether your chart have this. So let me just all of you here have these 4 aspects. Yeah. So I want to share with you right now. So because some of you are very new here, I want to share with you where you can trace for this. Okay, all right. Let me bring up the screen right now. Okay, if you look at the chart right now, on top of here, you see this part? Let me just, yes, this is what I'm talking about. All right, so this one, This one is the stand. This one is the door, as here implied. This is star, and this is the deity. Yeah, this one is the deity. So all of us here have these four realm or four different aspects, yeah, in our life, right? So which means that if you're able to, if you're conscious about all these four areas in your life, then you have a very high degree of control of your own destiny. Yeah, that is what it means by all these four areas here. So let me show you back this screen again on what I'm talking about, the four area about your part here. Okay, so this is the one, right? So now a lot of us here actually we live our life unconscious, right? So the moment we wake up, yeah, we go to our washroom, automatically we brush our teeth. I think 95% of us here brush our teeth every day, right? Am I right to assume so? I think all of us, all right, we do that, right? So a lot of things here is become automatic, right? Therefore, there's something what we call unconscious eating as well, right? Have you heard about this word? Have you experienced unconscious eating before? Right? Let's say after you diet for 1 week, you say I cannot take it anymore, right? I want to actually eat everything that move, right? So you just dump everything inside your stomach, right? That one is called unconscious eating, right? The moment you eat, you cannot stop. That one is unconscious, right? And sometimes we actually have addiction, right? Also some form of unconscious. Sometimes we also we actually watch movie like Netflix, right? During lockdown, some of us here actually we wake up, we actually watch like binge watching, and then we actually watch for like 10 hours. It's unconscious. Yeah, we always say after I watch this episode, then I'll stop. I'm going to do my work. And after the episode end, we say one more episode. Yeah, the last one, I promise. Right? And then after the another episode coming in, I realize that the whole conversation keep recur again and again. And the next thing you discover is you finish the entire season already of the movie. How many of you here have this feeling before? Or you experienced this before? Yeah, that's what we call unconscious. Right? So the more unconscious you are, right, then the more you feel that your destiny is out of your control. Yeah, you feel that everything is like there is a divine planning. Yeah, there's something else out there that planning your whole path for you. Then you make sense of a lot of things, why things happen to you. You say that, yeah, it's the sign, right? It's a sign that from the universe. Actually, it's not, right? You just make things up, right? By God's sake, right? So therefore, because you're not conscious yourself on yourself, then it seems like everything just happened to you, right? It's like you're beyond your control. Therefore, the more you do that, you feel that you cannot control your destiny. Yeah, but think about this: what if you can consciously control and conscious on every of your thoughts? Yeah, think about this: if you're angry, that one is unconscious, right? Sometimes when we are angry, don't you think we say something that we are not mean to say something, but we said it, right? To someone that we love, we say something that is hurtful. When we are angry, we let our emotion get the best of ourselves, and then we tell everyone that's not me, right? Actually, it's you, because you are the one saying it out, right? It's because we are unconscious when we are ruled by emotion, and this part here that make us do a lot of stupid stuff. Don't you think so? But can you be conscious and angry at the same time or not? Yeah, that's the question I'm asking all of you here. Yeah, I want you to think, right? Can you be conscious and also be angry at the same time? Yes? Okay, so yeah, Queen say yes. Yeah, the answer is actually yes, right? I see why I say so, right? One time I have the privilege to join a so-called some kind of like a board meeting, because of the time I work as an intern in this company, right? And then I see that CEO during the meeting, he actually scolded everyone in the room, Yeah, he almost like banged the table, So I'm so scared, I look at all these employees, say that, well, how come this person so nasty? This is the same person I just ate lunch with. He actually buy me a lunch, and he seemed like a very nice person. And why he behaves totally different right now? After that, after a few days, and then I managed to talk to him again. I asked him, right, wow, I think I told him, that your emotion actually, sometimes you are very unpredictable. You can be very nice at one point of time, and then you can be totally angry. And then he told me one thing. He said, Iverson, what you seen on the board meeting or the meeting few days ago, actually I'm not angry. I pretend to be angry, because only me become angry can solve the problems. Otherwise, all those stuff there, they won't feel the pressure, and they won't scared, and they're still doing at their own pace. That's what he told me. So he used the angry emotion to solve the problem. Right? It's powerful, right? Then I learned something new. Right? So actually he chose to be angry, but internally he's fine. He's still very calm. But he need to use that emotion of becoming angry to ensure all of the stuff there during that time scared of him, and then get things done. Sometimes it is needed. Yeah, that is what I call you actually conscious about your emotion. So I hope that this example here actually give you more understanding about what I'm talking about consciousness. So that these are the 4 areas that we are talking about. Then what does it mean in real life? Yeah, this is let me show you the layman term here. So conscious destiny means that, are you conscious about, first of all, your energy or not? Now, do you conscious about it or not? Right? So which means that, are you in control of your energy or not? Do you actually, every day, do you actually take charge to actually create and increase your energy level or not? Yeah, deities are represented by that. Okay, so the stars here is, are you conscious about your every thoughts in your mind or not? Right? If you're angry, so do you able to see it as a separate thoughts rather than you are the one angry or not? Yeah. So if think about this, if you're conscious on every thought that coming in, you can see it. Do you think you have a better control of your destiny? Right? And then the third part here, are you conscious about your emotion or not? Remember the CEO just now? I told you about, right? So he's very conscious about his emotion. Right? So you can do that. And then a lot of time we actually unconscious, right? We are not happy, then we tell everyone we are not happy. We make sure everyone is not happy as well, and then sometimes we create dramas. We are not conscious about it, right? And then finally, the stem is about our body, right? So are we conscious about how we use our body every day or not? Right? So if you're able to conscious on all these 4 areas here, right? So which means that all these 4 areas, they are actually they participate with you, and then that you can able to actually work with them, which means that you can actually control them and then give them instructions. Right? If every time the thoughts keep telling you negative thoughts and make you unhappy, means that your thoughts doesn't listen to you. They cannot cooperate with you. So it's your job here to make these 4 areas align and work with you to become better, cooperate with you. If someone that constantly unhappy, they're very sad, that means that the thought are worked against you, right? They are not cooperate with you. So your job is to do that. Yeah, is to actually ensure, and if you're able to manage these 4 areas, these 4 realm, energy, your thoughts, your emotion, and body consciously, right? Which means your body also listen to you. How do you know your body listen to you? The moment you're healthy, yeah, you want to do whatever you want, your body able, you say go, your body will go. You say run, your body run. That month, your body listen to you, right? If you say you want to go jogging and then your body don't move, means they're not listening to you, right? So therefore, these are the 4 areas. If you're able to take control, you become conscious about it. That is the first step to actually go through the process of awakening, right? To raise our consciousness to the next level. Therefore, we actually use the word conscious destiny. Yeah, so it's a bit deep here. Yeah, but if you're talking about the next level, yeah, this is the 4 key areas we want to actually derive. Then you might ask, where are these 4 areas derived from? These 4 areas here derive from Chiman, right? Deities, heaven, earth, and man, right? So these 4 areas, if it's aligned, then you can create a lot of our so-called, you become happy, right? A long-lasting happiness, you become peaceful, and then you can create a lot of miracles in your life, and you are less influenced by your default destiny, right? Because your default destiny will take over the moment you become unconscious. Literally, not really unconscious, right? But if you're conscious about it, so therefore, I last time I actually wrote in my Instagram, with a quote, I say that the moment the self-discipline is weakened, that is when your default destiny will take over. So it's like that. So which means in the absence of self-discipline, your default destiny will take over, right? So if you are someone is disciplined, mean you are conscious, right? So discipline about what? 4 area: energy, thoughts, emotion, and body. So this is the part here, that I'm talking about. So do you guys okay so far? Do you understand this? Type the word chat box here, right? So this is the path. It's about realization. If you're able to do it, not only you can help yourself, because next time you work with yourself and your client, you need to identify, which area that your client is unconscious about. Then Samantha said, you need to fixing the doors, right? So it's emotion. You need to be clear. Some of you could be 4 of them, right? So fix your energy first. If you 4 of them also mess up, start with the deities, because there's a source of everything. This life force itself. Focus on the energy part. Okay, so we have more time. We can share with you step by step, how to do this. Okay, so this is something that interesting, and I've been actually do a lot of research. I experiencing this myself. I combining parts and Shimen. So I always like to actually because I have the privilege to work with a lot of different clients, and I can see different people. Then I gather all this information, and then I gain a lot of new insights. That's how I can have more information to share with all of you here, right? I hope you enjoy this part here, and if you actually think, this one is something you like to actually explore more, right? This is something you if you want inner peace, you want a long-lasting happiness, you want to make your life a masterpiece, you want a well-lived life, life without regret. So I actually I plan something that I'm looking forward to share. Let me just take some time here to share with all of you here, right? So, and the thing I'm going to share with you right now is something I call very, very special here. And let me show you how to, let me pull up the screen here so you can see this. Okay. All right. So let me pull up the slide right now. Whenever we're talking about making your life a masterpiece, in summary, it's like this: only yin and yang, right? So I think some of you saw this diagram before, yin and yang. Yin and yang is a concept duality. So it's 1 and 0, male and female. So since the concept duality, talking about to make your life a masterpiece, there are 2 parts, right? One part is about doing. You do something, means achievement, right? You want to buy a big house, you want to get a new car, right? You want to get something, that's one part. But do you realize that, that part alone will not be enough? Because think about this, every time you achieve your goal, how long does that make you happy? How long does that happiness stay? Probably 1 week, 2 weeks, right? Like last time I say, if I bought my car of my dream, I'll be very happy. But the moment I get it, sure, I'm very happy that time. But that happiness doesn't last, right? After actually 2 weeks or 1 month, then suddenly become normal again, right? So that's one part. That one is the yang side. It's about doing. And the yin side, the yin side, the dark color side here is about being. So this is about the combination between doing and being. Being means that you internally feel happy inside. You're okay inside, you're peaceful, right? You feel comfortable of who you are, and you have faith in life. Don't you think this is also important, right? So being and doing is the part that make up the yin and yang. That's why they call yin and yang is the dance between doing and being. They actually intersect each other, and that's what make life a masterpiece, right? That is this is a summary I can give you about what we call a life, that you live a life that is what you call your own. The life that you truly deserve. It's about incorporating these 2 parts of it. Okay, and the moment you do this, then you awaken to the higher level of consciousness. So therefore, when I actually see this trend here, and I actually do something like this, right? I think some of you, if you follow my work for the last few years, in 2018, I actually do an awaken, right? But that time, this one is about entrepreneurship. Yeah, I think some of you attend. This one is not online that time because 2018 I'm doing this in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. So that time is through the classroom style. I do awaken your entrepreneur destiny. Right, this one is about about someone who interested to actually pursue entrepreneurship. Then we use Chinese metaphysics such as Bazi Feng Shui to actually give them some guide how to get that. Right, and on 2019, right, and we do awaken period 9. Right, I know that a lot of you here actually attended period 9, right? So this is under the heaven category because it's about the trend, right? So this is a part that that I'm this year also do period 9, right? It's an encore for last year, right? Last year I do it, and thanks for all your support. And every time we do the class, the student become more and more. I thank you for your support, right? Actually, and really appreciate that, right? And then that one is period 9. And then now is still why you might ask, right? Why I use the word awaken here? Yeah, because I always believe that all of us here always have the room to grow. And the moment we actually awaken ourselves to the next level, we see possibility, then we can move forward, we evolve, right? Okay, so that was 2019, right? And then a lot of people ask me, Iverson, right? 2019 you do period 9, okay, it's done. Yeah, what then you say, Iverson, what will you do in 2020? I always ask them back. Yeah, what do you think I'm going to do in 2020? Then they'll say maybe period 1. Then I ask them back, are you crazy or not? Period 1 is 40 years from now, okay? Who is interested on period 1, right? So I say it's not possible. It's not possible. I'm going to do awaken period 1, right? At least not now. Yeah, probably maybe 20, 30 years from now, right? So maybe if you're interested, you still can learn. Okay, so how about 2020? If you look at 2018, is the man realm we're talking about, is something you can do. And then 2019 is about heaven because period 9 is about the timing. We cannot control. You're going to come anyway, right? It's a trend. That's why we call it the heaven realm. So, and we just now also told you, right? In period 9, what is the big thing in period 9? Yes, spirituality, right? So therefore, to actually pave the way forward, in 2020, this is a new program, and I'm going to actually share with everyone. It's called Awaken Your Spiritual Forces, your 7 spiritual forces, right? So this is a deity realm. Yeah, so, and a lot of people tell me, right, Iverson, if you do something spiritual, a lot of people will not like this, yeah, because a lot of people are talking about wealth and everything. Yeah, but for me, happiness is a true wealth, right? By understanding yourself and then you become happy inside, you can actually do more. Right? Therefore, maybe it's not a mainstream thing here because not a lot of people like to do this, right? But I think it's part of my calling, right? I feel that I want to do that. So therefore, I do this year. And the good thing here, I'm actually going to do this via online. So you can benefit every single one, no matter where you are, right? You can actually learn from your, the comfort from your own home. So if you are interested on this, right? So, and this is the date, right? This one will be on 19 to 20 of September, 2020. Okay, so this is the date here. If it is a weekend, so, and it's on live stream. So are you guys interested on this? Yeah, I haven't do this before, right? I have a lot of information I'm going to share with you. I think one point, if you learn Chinese metaphysics, one point, eventually, you will pursue this path. Because this is the ultimate path of Chinese metaphysics, right? It's about awakening, right? So if you are, then you might ask, right? So what we're going to do here? So we're going to focus a lot on this one, right? So we're going to focus a lot on this divine 7 forces. Yeah, a lot of people ask why 7, right? So if you look at all the ancient wisdom, all of them here actually they're related with number 7. Do you realize that? Right? If you look at, if you study the ancient wisdom, they're also talking about all the 7 realms. If you look at study some religion like Hinduism and all those things, they're also talking about the 7 realm as well. And if you learn about chakras, right? How many chakras are there? Tell me. Yeah, how many chakras? 7, right? So it's also 7 one, So if you look at, there's so many things, I actually gathered a lot of all these are 7 things here, like Hinduism, right? Hinduism, they're also talking about 7 states of consciousness. Yeah, they're talking about that. right? So if you look at the ageless wisdom, they have 7 planes, right? What are the 7 planes? Physical, emotional, mental, Buddhic, spiritual, monadic, and divine. That one is under this ageless wisdom. Yeah, there are a lot of things here. And if you look at the pilgrimage to Makkah, right? So they circle the building. How many times they circle? Also 7 times, right? I want yeah. So do you realize that no matter around the world, yeah, there's something spiritual about this thing, yeah, because they say that they go through 7 heavens to experience the glory of God. From the religion perspective, they're doing that, right? So in Taoism, right, if we learn Qigong, also we learn about the 7 star path, the 7 north deepest star, right? Yeah, why they are not 6, why they are always 7. Yeah, this is part of the mystery of life. Yeah, all the thing here is about the 7 thing. Yeah, right? If you study about the Taoism, yeah, they're talking about pacing the deeper. Some of you are talking about the 7 star path, right? If you learn Qigong, yeah, they're talking about the 7 star path is a star to the ladder to the 7th heaven, where the garden of immortal is. That's what they are talking about this part here. Yeah, so and if you look at our Chinese metaphysics, I think some of you here learn about the 28 constellation, right? So it's talking about the 28 constellation, right? So the 28 constellation, how many elements inside 28 constellation? Also 7, right? So therefore, you also look at that part, you can actually see that there are different way you actually some of you say 7 up, okay. So you see that, right? So when we learn Qigong, we learn 7 star path, right? Also the divine force. So this is the thing that you look at here. This is the one, right? This is what you learn from also Qigong. So then I'm going to go through also deeper on this path, because in our Qigong chart, we have all the 7 stars, right? The only question is, where is this 7 star resides? Of course, your own destiny chart, you have a star. Right, some of you are a bit depressed because you don't have 7, right? But in your destiny chart, one of the boxes you have 7, one of the box we have 6. All of you will have a star there, right? So you want to know actually, yeah, how can you make use of it? Yeah, what does it mean? Don't you think this is important, right? So this is that's why we talk about these 7 forces here, and then that's not the only thing, right? So the purpose of doing this thing here, you master these forces here, is to actually make us become happier, end of suffering, so we have a radiant destiny. So one thing I want to share, that's only one part of it, yeah. But the other part of the thing that inside this program here that also very interested is this law of success, right? A lot of time people ask about this thing. They ask about this 10 law of success. Yep, feng shui. Have you heard about this? Right? They saw the first. There are 3 things that influence our destiny. Yeah, the first one is destiny, is your pazi, and then the second one is luck, which is your luck pillar. And then if these 2 things is bad, then you use feng shui. That's why in Cantonese they call feng shui. Have you heard about this? Right? But the thing here is, this is not the only true. A lot of time they didn't mention there are 10 of this. Right, so let me show you the remaining 10 here, right? Actually, there are 10, they are not only 3, right? So during this program, I'm going to actually explore all of these 10 laws of success that will actually determine our destiny, right? If you look at it, feng shui only the 3rd. There are also another 7 area you can actually work around with to actually make impact and actually influence your destiny. Do you like this? This I haven't teach this before. This would be the first time. Yeah, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy this program here. And of course, this is not all the thing here. We also talk about inner peace. We're going to explore these 3 core emotion: desire, emotion, and character. And each of these teaching actually pioneered by all this group here. So we're going to talk about this part, and also more importantly, this one, the pyramid of life mastery. Right, all these 7 levels, the 7 spiritual growth for an extraordinary life, or what we call the masterpiece, right? So we want to know what of our energy that actually block us from actually become the best version of ourselves. We want to identify all these 7 realm of energy and want to transcend destiny. Yeah, this is what this program is all about. Yeah, so do you like it? Yeah, are you looking forward to actually learn all of this or not? right, on this September via live stream. Yeah, so if you are interested to do this, then okay, he nano say you already signed up. Okay, very good. Thank you for your support. Okay, so if you are interested to do this, let me share with you there are more life-changing content, right? What I shared with you just now is just part of it. Then there are much more coming in here. If you're interested, then this would be the investment cost for this. 2 days here from 7 to 11 p.m. The investment cost is $497. I'm going to learn this online. Okay. All right. So, and because we're going to do this online, we actually we can do one more thing for you, right? Because we don't need to do we need to pay the rental cost for the hall and all this stuff here. We're able to actually pass back the saving to you. So if you're interested to join us, because this group will be very small, right? Because this group here, we have to keep it small. If you're interested to join us, then this would be the investment you can make. Instead of 497, you only need to actually commit 297 for this cost. So we pass back the saving to you. And if you think about this, you break down this by 12 months. 1 month only costs you $25, right? What you can do with $25, right? In return for information, that can actually you can actually use to transform your life, right? So this is what this program is all about. So if you are looking forward to this, let me give you the link for you to proceed. But before that, let me extend one more thing for you. So this other one. So there's a limited exclusive pass. So this pass here, if you actually join us today, this is what this is something that you're going to enjoy as well. We will give this exclusive pass for the first 20. So this is the one. The exclusive pass is an Awaken training series. It's about divine intervention protocol. So this is about Shivan. So, and if you're interested to actually join this program, then this one will be actually given out for free, right? As a bonus for you. So which means that you don't need to pay for this course. This course is included inside your 7 spiritual forces. Okay. All right. So now, if you want to get this, there you go. This is the link, right? training.joyup.com/7sf. And the link will also appear at your screen right now. On your right-hand side, there's a blue box there. There's a button. You just click the link, secure the seats now. And then the moment you're able to see the page means that your bonus already secure, right? Don't worry about that. I know some of you might ask, right, will I be the first 20 or not? If you're able to see the page and you're able to make payment, means the bonus already allocated for you. Okay. All right. So I'm very excited for this program. I hope that you feel the same too. So if you decided, that this, because some of you learned parts before, learned feng shui before, right? If you want to complete this part, because this part is about yin and yang, right? It's about understanding the true essence of Chinese metaphysics. So they'll be very helpful for all your application. And if you think that this one will help you and your loved one or your clients, so do join us. Okay, just click the link and then there you go. All right, cool. So thank you. I know if any question about the replay, about the bonus or about the course itself, because I know some of you not able to catch this live, then you might need to actually watch the replay of it. You're still able to do it. You're still able to benefit from the course. Okay. All right. So I would like to express my deepest appreciation for all of you here joining this webinar today. And I would like to thank all the JY team here, that actually helped to actually organize this webinar, and then they actually also sent all the invites to all of you here. Thank you for them as well. So I hope all of you here have a great life. Moving forward, a blessed life, a healthy life. Okay, so I hope to see you guys very soon again. I'm Iverson. I'm going to see you guys soon. Okay, thank you.